was so much cheaper than Australia. It's like a very transactional conveyor belt. She didn't really explain how the procedure would work. The Botox that I got on my face, or my masseters, was so much cheaper than Australia. I got 50 units, 25 on each side, and that was a total of around $180 Australian. I've had Masseter's Botox done once in Australia, and I also got 50 units. That was $650 from memory. And then I also got Trap Botox. The total for that, I think, was around $350 AUD, and that was 150 units, 75 on each side. Well, I think she did more on the left shoulder because my left shoulder is a little bit higher than my right one. I got the German brand, Seoul, which sounds like a Chinese brand, but it's not. For my Trap Botox, I think I got 16 injections in total. 9 on the left side, 7 on the right side. My Masseter's Botox, she gave me ice things to put on my cheeks or my jaw, which numbs it. So I didn't really feel it. It was 3 injections on each side for my Masseter's. For my Trap, she didn't give me any numbing cream or ice. It's kind of sore, but it's over in like 30 seconds. It was a really well-run conveyor belt. So once you get in, sign in with your booking that you've done online. You can scan your QR code that they've emailed you, and then you wait for your name to be called. Once they've called you, you get taken into a consultation room and you can select the language that you want. I was doing it with my mom, so we did it together in Chinese. And then they ask you questions in terms of what you booked, what results you're after, and they tell you if it's possible. Once that's done, you go back into the waiting area and they tell you to go up to level 5, which is where the injections are done. Wait there for a little bit. I want to say a nurse, well, someone in scrubs. Actually, she wasn't in scrubs, she was in like a dress, but comes out to call your name. You go into the room that they do the injection in. It's literally just bed and a tray, and then like a laser machine. The lady that called you in a dress, she'll give you a ice thing to numb your face, and then she'll open the box of Botox and show you how much you need and that it is the right brand. She then puts it into the needles, and I was like, oh my god, this is quite nerve-wracking, and I thought she was going to do the injections, and then she left. She didn't really explain how the procedure would work. And then maybe like 5 minutes later, a doctor comes back. She was actually in scrubs. She spoke perfect English and explained to me how it works, confirming the procedure that I'm going to get. She asked me to clench my jaw and confirmed how many units on each side. Same thing for my shoulders, and then she went straight into the Trap Botox. She told me that I had a higher left shoulder, so she would put more units into there. It was really caring actually. She was very detailed, I want to say. And then she proceeded to put the injections in. It was fairly painful, but over fast. Overall, I think it was a really good experience. What was funny though, as soon as she finished injecting, she'll be like, okay, thanks, blah, 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 bye. And then the lady in the dress comes back to like do the cleaning up. So she literally just comes in, does the injection without doing anything else, and then leaves. I also booked 2 other procedures. One was the fat dissolving injection. I also booked the pico laser. During the consultation, he asked if I wanted to do all 4, and I was a little bit scared about the fat dissolving injection. I didn't do enough research into it, so I was like, nah, let's just do Botox. And then I asked about the pico laser. He was really attentive in explaining how it worked. He said that the downtime would be about 2 or 3 days of redness, and I would actually need about 10 different sessions for me to get rid of freckles and any acne spots. So I decided not to, just because I'm not going to be here for 10 different sessions. Fine about me just not doing the other 2. So my recommendation of coming here is that book as much as you think you're going to do, and then on the spot you can decide, okay, no, I don't want it. Reason I say that is because I also asked about getting another facial treatment called HIFU, and he was like, no, that's fully booked. So I wish I had booked everything that I thought I might do and then cancel on the spot. Another pro tip is you can get tax back from all these treatments as well, but I forgot to bring my passport, so they couldn't scan it, and he said I could come back another day to get it done. But if you've got your passport, they can scan your passport, give you a receipt, and then you can get tax back at the airport. I think we waited in total about 25 to 30 minutes. The Masseter's Botox would take about 2 weeks for me to see difference in my appearance, and then for the Trap Botox it would take about a month before I start seeing the differences. Both lasts about 3 to 6 months depending on the person. In my past experience for Masseter's Botox, it lasts normally about 5 to 6 months, and then I start to feel the pain again when I wake up because I grind my teeth. Everyone spoke English there. Some of the people spoke it well, like the doctor that did my injections, but unless they're translators, they don't really speak it. This is the day after I got the injections. As you can see, my masseter muscles are still pretty strong when I clench down. This is 2 days after I got the injections. My trap muscles don't feel that much different. It's a little bit sore and tender. I'm not seeing visible differences yet, but she did say that would take at least 3 to 4 weeks. I'll post my results in a couple of weeks. Subscribe if you want to follow along.